Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. It is about 6 in the morning, and as you can see, I am definitely somewhere that I am not normally at. We're in Colorado this weekend, and it is absolutely incredible. I really wanted to go ahead and intro this video while we're here because you need to see this gorgeous backdrop. It is Saturday morning around 6 in the morning, and we landed in Denver Thursday morning, pretty early actually, at like 7 a.m. And so we had some time in Denver before we had to drive up to Estes Park. We stayed here at Tiny Town Cabins, which is probably one of the best places we could have stayed for what we were looking for. I'll give you guys a tour and all that in my next video. I'm hoping to be able to do like a Colorado vlog. I have no idea the kind of content that I've gotten. I've just taken videos like randomly, but I'm hoping to have something to scrounge up for you because it's absolutely gorgeous here. So we're staying in Estes Park Thursday night and Friday night. We ended up going to Rocky Mountain National Park yesterday on Friday all day, and today we're going to be driving down to Frisco and like Silverthorne area and staying there tonight, and then flying out Sunday evening at like 10 p.m. So we have all day tomorrow too. So basically what happened was we had all day in Denver to just kill time. So obviously as a book girly, I had to find the nearest bookstore. And we ended up finding a bookstore in like every single town that we've been in so far, and I've definitely gotten, some videos of it, so I figured why not do a little book shopping in Colorado vlog. So that's what we're doing today. So far, I have been to 4 different bookstores. I've gotten a couple books and going to find one in Frisco tonight that we can go to. So I really just wanted to share this with you because this is like my soul, my heart. The mountains, books, like photography, like all of that is just me in a nutshell. So I really hope you guys enjoy this just like super, super cozy, probably vlog in Colorado, just book shopping my little heart away. So I hope you guys enjoy. We'll do a little book haul later, probably when I get back home, so you can see all the books that I bought. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to the haul portion of today's video. I have a cute little stack of books here. There are 5 books, but I actually bought 6 books in Colorado while we were there. So I want to go over them all with you and show you what I bought. I just had an absolutely fantastic time going to all of these bookstores, and we really just made it a point to like try and find one in each little town that we went to. And I really just love doing that because I feel like bookstores just have a way of like encompassing the city and the town and like the vibes of the town and like what it's all about, whether that be just displaying their local authors or the genres that they usually have out for people to see firsthand when they first walk in. Every single little bookstore is always so unique, and I just love perusing, and I just feel like I get to experience the town in a different way every time I do that. So we flew into Denver, we drove through Boulder, stopped in Boulder. We ended up staying the night in Estes Park, drove down to Frisco, Colorado, and then back to Denver, and then flew back out of Denver. So we stopped at 4. We stopped at like 4 towns, and each town had a bookstore, which was so fun. I will show you all the books that I bought. I'll tell you where I got them, and then all the little trinkets that I got. We'll go over that too. So the first place that we stopped at was the Tattered cover bookstore in Union Station, and I didn't end up buying anything there. This was like us basically just trying to kill time because we got into Denver at like 7 a.m. So we just walked around. We walked around Union Station. It was really pretty to see, but I did not end up buying anything there. Then we drove to Estes Park and we stopped in Boulder on the way, which I'm so happy that we did because there were 2 beautiful bookstores there. The first bookstore that we stopped at was Trident Bookstore, and I had seen this around actually, so I had no idea it was in Colorado, but I remember seeing the sign in someone's like video. There, I did buy 2 books there. I ended up getting this one right here. This is called Antwerp. I have like all of our stickers and bookmarks and stuff in this one. So Antwerp by Roberto Bolaño. And this was kind of like in the local author section, and it is basically a collection of like short stories, poetry, not really poetry, but yeah, basically just like short stories. I really don't know the genre, like I don't know how to explain it, but they're just like short little chapters, if you can tell. And I just thought this was really interesting because it's basically like the thoughts of this man, Roberto, while he was like living off grid in, you know, his cabin in the wilderness. And I just love any type of immersive nature type of stories or books or anything like that. And on the back, it just sounded like really intriguing. Written when he was just 27 years old, it was intensely strange and solitary that he had tucked it away for more than 20 years, certain that any publisher would slam the door in his face. It proceeds in hallucinatory sketches along a lonely highway, a desolate campground, a freshly abandoned hotel room, a tourist interrogation, a murder, and somewhere just out of reach, a young, feverish writer named Roberto Bolaño drifting in and out of view. There were a bunch of these little short books by him, and this is just the one that like drew my eye and sounded the most intriguing. So I did read a few of these like little short stories on the way here. This is also translated from Spanish, which I also thought was cool because I've never written anything translated from Spanish. But yeah, I also just thought the vibes just gave Colorado, and it just fit like what I was going for. And I brought this down to the river that was behind her cabin, and I read a little bit on the river, which I thought was just truly magical, like honestly. So this is the first book that I bought at Trident Bookstore, if you can see. And then the next book that I got at Trident Bookstore was The River Has Roots by Amal El-Motar. This is the author that wrote This Is How You Lose a Time War, and I haven't read that book yet, but I am intrigued by it, and I've picked it up a few times and haven't picked it up yet. But I just thought this book, one, was really cute on the outside, and also the description of it sounds really fun. Also kind of going for that like nature theme. And I looked inside and immediately felt like I needed to have it because it's got like all of this cool artwork in it. And you guys know me, if you've watched any of my videos, that I am just such a sucker when it comes to art in a book. So yeah, it took very little convincing for me to get this one. And I will read you the description of it because it sounds just like really dang cute. In the small town of Thistleford on the edge of Ferry, the mysterious Hawthorne family tends the willow trees there. For as long as anyone can remember, the Hawthorns have paid tribute to the willow trees, honoring an ancient compact to sing to them in thanks for their magic. None, though, have taken up this calling more devotedly than the family's latest daughters, Esther and Jezebel, who cherish each other as much as they cherish the trees. But when Esther rejects a forceful suitor in favor of a lover from the land of fairy, not only do the sisters bond, but also their lives will be at risk. So I just thought it was like a cute little short book that I felt like was gonna be really fun. And the artwork, like I said, drew me in. And yeah, I'm excited to read this because I know a lot of people love her other book, and I haven't really heard anything about this one. So yeah, this is the second book that I bought at Trident. The next bookstore that we shopped at, also in Boulder, was Boulder Bookstore. And I loved this bookstore. Honestly, this is probably my favorite of the whole trip. It was like 2 or 3 stories, and each story was just like a maze of a whole bunch of different rooms, just stacks and shelves so tall full of books, and so many different genres that you could have imagined. Like, I saw any book that I could have ever wanted there, and it was just so beautiful. Every single like corner you turned, a different room you walked into was different, and it was just so fun, and it felt like I was in kind of like a piece of history. The book that I got at Boulder Bookstore was a Terry Pratchett book, and as far as I know, I've never read a Terry Pratchett book, and I just know that he's got a bunch of books out. I think he's been around probably for a long time writing fiction. And this one is called A Stroke of the Pen, The Lost Stories. So it's a collection of short stories, and I just like read the description, read a few like sentences from each of these, and it just sounds so fun and cute and just like whimsy and cozy. And I trust Terry Pratchett just because I know that he's a pretty well-known author. I just love this little guy on the front. Like, how just adorable is this cover? That is what I bought at Boulder Bookstore. Also, look at this like adorable bookmark that they gave me. It's just, gosh, so good. That's what I got there. I picked it up. I had actually almost bought this at the other one, but I was trying to kind of like space out my book buying so that I I wouldn't just buy every single book I wanted at one store, and I could like have the satisfaction of buying at different stores. If that's not like screaming book girl, I don't know what does. Sorry, I know this lighting is like kind of crazy right now, but my dog is like looking out the window. He's really cute, and I really don't want to put the window down because he loves looking out the window. Yeah. Unfortunately, the lighting is just gonna be a little weird, but I can't be mad about it. Okay, and then the next place that we went was Estes Park. So we spent most of our time in Estes Park. Actually, we had rented a cabin called Tiny Town Cabins, and highly recommend if you guys are staying in Estes Park. It was relatively affordable for like where we were. It was just absolutely adorable. We had probably one of the best cabins. And so there was one little bookstore in the downtown that I didn't know about called McDonald Bookstore, and I love this store. It was also kind of like windy and twisty turny, like the rooms just kind of like went on forever, and there were just so many interesting picks in this bookstore, and I ended up asking the owner if there were any like local authors that I should look into, and she showed me a local author. I'll put the picture on the screen because I actually bought this book for my mom, so she actually has this book already, and it's like a historical fiction, and that seemed like what this author's, you know, genre was. But I was really excited to get that one for her because it sounded cool, and she had actually just recently visited Berlin to visit my sister, so I thought she would enjoy that. And then I picked this one up for myself, and I could not leave this behind, and I had not heard of this book at all. It's called The Maiden and Her Monster by Maddie Martinez, and I just really am intrigued by everything about this cover. It just looks so exquisite. Like, I love this cover so much, and the story sounds like it would be really good as well. That's pretty. From what I can remember, this is about a healer's daughter, and she basically like has to go into the forest to like, yeah, actually I don't remember at all, so let me just read this. The forest eats the girls who wander out after dark. As the healer's daughter, Maka has seen how the forest's curse has plagued her village, but when the Ozimi church comes to collect its tithe, they don't listen to the warnings about a monster lurking in the trees. After a clergy girl wanders too close to the forest and Maka's mother is accused of her murder, Maka strikes an impossible bargain with the zealot, Ozimi priest. If she brings him the monster, he will spare her mother from execution. Venturing into the blood-soaked woods, Maka finds a monster, though not the one she expects. It's an inscrutable, disgraced golem who agrees to implicate herself, but only after Maka helps her free the imprisoned rabbi who created her. Yet a deal easily made is not easily kept, and as the bargain begins to unravel a much more sinister threat, protecting her people may force Maka to endanger the one person she left home to save and face her growing feelings for the very creature she was taught to fear. That does sound really interesting. It sounds very dark and foresty and gothic. I ever reviewed it on the front. It says, a dark and endlessly enchanting fairy tale. I adored every page. So I am super excited for this one. So this is the one that I got at McDonald Bookstore, which I actually have the bookmark right here, which I think is so cute. Oh, I forgot, I also got this cute little sticker there. It's so cute, I love this. Okay, and then the next place that we went to was Frisco. So from Estes Park, we drove down to Frisco. We stayed in Frisco for a night, and there was a bookstore there. It's called Next Page Books and Nosh, and I ended up not buying any books there. I could have bought so many books there, but I ended up buying two things. I bought this, which is a mini book of spells, which I like kind of squealed a little bit when I found this. And it's basically like a little charm or talisman that you put in your pocket, and it says potent potions and deadly delights on the front, and then book of spells on the front. And you can pull out this little piece of paper and you can write a spell on the paper and put it in there. It says, I put a spell on you. Hopefully that comes up. It says, I put a spell on you. And I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of different kinds of these little charms, and pretty sure you're supposed to like give this to a friend or like leave this for somebody else. So yeah, I just honestly couldn't leave it behind. It was really freaking cute, and so I had to buy it, and I'm very happy that I did. And so I ended up just buying a mini book and not a full-size book. It came with like this little card that says, a spooky spell waits for you inside this book. Just think it through, write it down and say it right. Conjure potions and deadly delights. Keep your charm close day and night for a season filled with fun and fright. And I just absolutely loved it. And then I also bought a really beautiful bookmark that I'm actually using right now for my current read, which is Child of Chevet, which I'm loving. So this is the bookmark. It's got like this little charm here, and then the bottom it's got this right here. And I've been really loving these kinds of bookmarks because it's just like, I don't know, it's like satisfying. It's really cute and pretty and dainty, and I'm just like loving them. I also forgot to show you the tote bag that I got at Boulder. So we'll track back to Boulder, and I got this really cute tote bag. I've been using it ever since, so I couldn't go to a bookstore and not get a tote bag. That was the Frisco Bookstore, and then we ended up driving back up to Denver, doing a bunch of things in between, and ended up stopping. We needed to kill some time again. Ended up stopping at the Tattered bookstore on Congress Street. So that's the bookstore that I thought we were originally going to on the very first day, but we ended up going to the small one in Union Station. So this is the one that is like absolutely massive, and it very much was. There were like 2 stories. The bottom story had sale books, and the middle story had like most of the books that I was interested in. And then there were like really, really good sales there. But I ended up picking up this book there. This is called The Summer War by Naomi Novik, and I read many of her books before already and absolutely loved them. My favorite by her so far has been Uprooted, and she just writes very whimsy, fairy tale-esque romance stories. She's a very classic fantasy writer. This is her new book that just came out, and I really wanted to get it. 1, because the cover is really pretty, but 2, because it just seems like a really short, sweet story. And I'm here for that. I got this one. This is the last book that I picked up. We did stop at the bookstore in the airport, obviously, because what else would you be doing when you have time to kill in an airport? So yeah, those are all the books and all the fun things that I got in Colorado during this book shopping trip. We really did so much more book shopping than I was really expecting. I thought we would maybe go to like 1 or 2, but we truly found a bookstore in every single city, and it was just so fun. They were all so unique, and I would recommend going to all of them. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for being here and letting me share this with you, because it just makes my heart so happy. And I hope that you guys have had a wonderful week and weekends, and I will see you guys in the next video next Saturday. Bye guys.